All right, we'll go ahead and get going. A reminder that there's no recordings during the press conferences. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices. And then when you do get the mic to ask a question, make sure you give your name and affiliation. We're joined by Oklahoma head coach Patty Gasso and players Sydney Sanders, Alina Torres, and Kenzie Hansen. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Gasso, then go to questions to players. The players will leave, and then go finish up with questions from Coach Gasso. So, Coach.
Yeah, what a great game for the Sooners. It's really something important to try to get that first win. We really prepared for Duke because they're a really good team, and I have immense respect for them, their coaching staff, and what they've done to get here, and they've always been on the cusp. So we knew that we were going to get a feisty team with a very good pitching staff and just an array of good hitters, bunters, speed. They kind of embrace it all. So it was something we were really working hard to prepare for, and really proud of this entire team, and just timely hitting, big time runs, and getting us off the field a little bit early, and getting that first win in our pocket is what we talk about. So we're in a good place right now.
All right, we'll open up for player questions. James, front row left.
James Hale, OKC Sports Radio 105.3. Patty, your offense was really, really good today.
Players only.
Players,
Sorry.
yeah.
All right,
Sorry.
I'll ask you guys. Sorry about that. My fault. You guys really brought out the sticks today. Talk about that, and if all three of you could comment. And Sydney, it was great to see you get going. What a day for you guys offensively.
Absolutely. I think we've been working really hard all week before coming in. We knew exactly what their game plan would be against us, so we've been going on grind mode this past week. I know it was pretty grueling at times, and at the beginning of the week, we weren't hitting that machine very well, but at the end of the week, it definitely paid off, and we were very quick to make our adjustments today. You know, Duke's pitching staff is very, very good. They have one of the best pitching staffs here in OKC, in my opinion, but Curd was throwing gas up in the zone, and then Jayla was throwing gas down in the zone, so we had to be quick with our adjustments, and I think that our hard work definitely paid off.
The ball finally dropped today, so that's very exciting for me. I've been working very hard with my teammates. Like Hansen said, the machine was brutal, but we all made adjustments in the game, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, to piggyback off Kenzie is what Duke's a really good pitching staff, so props to them. They're going to be hard to beat going on. But I just want to say as well, I think we're just playing loose, having fun, knowing that this is our last week together as a team, and really taking it in, playing free, passing the bat, and just having fun.
All right, we'll go to front row right to Brian.
Brian Chabot, all Sooners. Sydney, I know you've talked about not being worried about stuff, but the ball finally falling. How big of a relief was that going back to Florida State and then being able to kind of roll that into this weekend?
I think it's a big thing because it's coming in the postseason. So, like, everything before for me doesn't really matter. It's what's going on right now. And I feel like I've been hitting the ball to everybody, but it finally fell today. So I'm just happy as can be, honestly.
All right, we'll go front row left to John.
Yeah, Kenzie, as the John Hoover, all Sooners, as the captain of this team, can you kind of illustrate what it means to have these two hit home runs with the number of home? I think it's been since mid-April that they've homered, but what it means to this offense to get everybody going when these guys home run.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the depth of our lineup is something that is so impressive to me. 1 through 9, I think everybody got on base today. Whether it was a hit or a walk, every single person in the starting lineup was on base today. And I think that just goes to show that our work ethic pays off day in and day out. We challenge ourselves every single day, so when we face a challenge like Duke's pitching staff, it doesn't really feel like anything too crazy for us. So I'm really proud of these two. They've been working really hard. Like Sid said, that machine was brutal. Alina's been putting in a lot of extra work, so I'm just really, really proud and really happy for him. Nobody can do this by themselves. Not one person on this team can step in that box and win the World Series by themselves. It's going to take all 21 of us to get the job done and to keep working hard and to keep pressing forward. So just really happy, really proud for him, and really happy and excited to see what it looks like going forward.
All right, we'll go front row right to Jesse.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. Kenzie, I wanted to ask you about Kirsten. Just how important was it to see her come out of the pen today and have some success today?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I said not one person can win it on in the box, but not one person can win it on the mound either. So, Kelly would say that she didn't have her best day. I would say that her drop ball was moving pretty nice from behind the plate, but it's really good to be able to bounce pitchers off of each other. So KD came in that clutch situation with the bases loaded and got us out of there. And I think that she was spinning the ball really well. I have a lot of fun when both of them are on the mound. So I thought it was really fun. Jada made that great diving catch. So our defense was on fire today. So just being able to see all three pieces of our game work together and kind of weave together, especially in the postseason at the World Series, it's beautiful. So just really excited for the next few games.
All right, we'll go front row left to Barry.
Yeah, Barry Trammell, Tulsa World. Sydney and Elena, you guys hit your 3 home runs in a 6-batter stretch. Is there such a, and I realize it's over 2 innings, but is there such a thing as momentum in this kind of stuff? And if there is, can you two explain how that works?
Yeah, I would say momentum's a really big thing. I think when you know the next person or the person in front of you when you're on deck and seeing the way they're taking their hacks, it kind of gives you confidence and gives everybody else in the dugout confidence. So I think it's cool how we talk to each other in between every pitch and just trusting what we're doing, and we're all in it. All 21 of us are in every single pitch. That's what makes it super fun. So knowing we can pass the bat and not putting too much pressure on ourselves is probably key to why our team is so good, because we know that one at bat's not going to change the whole game. So yeah.
I feel like momentum is like anything, like a pitch that gets called for a strike, a hard swing, anything that Alina said, like passing the bat, everything. We can create momentum off of any little thing, really. It's not just like hitting or fielding. It's kind of both, everything.
All right, this will be our last question from players, front row right.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Kenzie, you talked about adjusting to Jayla. What was that adjustment process like? I think Ella said something to you before that at bat. What did she let you know? And just walk us through that at bat. And then for Sydney and Alina, just how important was that to sort of lift the cap off this offense?
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's important to acknowledge, like I said, their staff's one of the best staffs here. Curd was coming in, she was throwing high 60s, 70 at the top of the zone. So we were all trying to work that rise ball, trying to get that into that low line drive. But Jayla came in with that drop change kind of tunnel, and which is very impressive in my opinion. She does a great job with her pitches, and the coaches do a great job pitch calling. So I noticed the at-bats before me, she was kind of trying to pound the zone early with that, with just a good strike. And we were kind of taking it the first couple at-bats. So I'm pretty sure Ella got walked before me, or somebody was on first base, and in my mind, I just went up thinking 70. She's got to come for a strike early at bat. So I loaded early and then saw the ball kind of middle and just went for it. That's really the adjustment.
Yeah, I think we prepped really well. Our coaches did a really good job for us coming into this game. And once again, we want to say that Duke's pitching staff is legit. I think they are tough. So us being able to practice the way we did and really put our game plan to it was awesome. But I think honestly we were just playing free and knowing that, hey, we just need to pass the bat, hard hits, make the defense work, and have a good time while you're doing it.
I'd say just believing in yourself, believing in each other was a big part of this game. Yeah, I hit the ball, but like look at what everyone else did. It's not like, I don't see it as just what I did. I see it as like a team process throughout the whole game. Like Jada started off the game with a hard hit, and that just kept building momentum throughout the game. So I feel like we all made adjustments by the end of the game.
Thank you, players.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
You don't need me after that. Well, I know I got to talk faster. That's one thing I learned. Kenzie Hansen is just like a freight train.
All right, we'll get started with Mason, front row left.
Mason Young, Tulsa World. Patty, just how big was that sequence of Kirsten coming in to get you out of that inning and the diving catch by Jada to make it happen?
Yeah, it's important, but it's momentum building, so it really creates rally around your team. But at the same time, we need Kelly to know to keep going after it, keep fighting, that we've got you. We'll score runs. We'll back you up on the mound. So that was really the message.
All right, we'll go third row on the right.
Yeah, Patty, what can you say about Marissa getting Duke to this level so quickly, especially with everything that she's had to deal with off the field?
Yeah, wow. I've known her since she was a high school kid. I actually tried to recruit her. She didn't have any idea where Oklahoma was. She was living a good life out in California, but watched her, followed her career, phenomenal pitcher. Watched her coaching career. I knew she was going to be really special because she just was a real competitor. And when she got the Duke job, she really did a great job of recruiting and building it. She's gone through some really, really horrific times with the health of her husband, and she's trying to balance being a mom, a wife, a coach, and so many things in such a very difficult time. So to me, it's more than softball. She's just a great example of a woman battling for her family, battling for her team. So I respect what she's done through all that to still get her team here, and I really hope they keep going.
All right, we'll go front row left, Barry.
Strange question. You've played a lot of games here. You've had a whole lot of home runs hit into those left field bleachers in the World Series. Before today, what comes to mind when you think of an OU home run hit into those bleachers?
Jocelyn Allo, Lauren Chamberlain. I mean, they were just monster, big home runs, very meaningful, walk-off type swings. Tulsa World, huh?
That's it.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
I know.
Well, if Kelly Maxwell can switch sides at Bedlam, I can go to work for the world.
Well, start reading. Okay.
Go to front row right to Jesse.
Patty, you talked about the offense, but just you've talked about needing production up and down the lineup. How important is it for Sydney and Alina specifically to get going, to find those kind of power hits, especially against a team like this?
Since they've been here, they've really been trying to be the hitters that they were at Arizona State before they got here. And it really doesn't matter to me what you've done through the season. This is where everyone's going to remember it. So for here, they get another redo. I get to start over. This is a redo. For Sid Sanders, I am thrilled because I tell you, every time she takes a swing, everybody's like, whoa, a swing and miss. Sometimes she'll cheat herself, but she really was focused. You could feel that. She had good BP. Good week of practice. Alina just loves big moments too, so I'm really excited for both of them going forward. The catalyst today was Jada Coleman. I don't think anyone's really talking much about her, but she was really doing a great job in the leadoff spot as well.
All right, we'll go to second row on the left to Joe over here.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Patty, this obviously sets up OU versus UCLA, a marquee matchup in the World Series, historic matchup. Just wanted to get your thoughts on this year's Bruins squad and also just kind of the history of the.
We have a big history here at the World Series, without question. Very respectful. A lot of our players know their players. They probably know more UCLA players than any other team, so there's that connection. Absolute respect. And I got to tell you, too, I just respect the Big 12. The Big 12 started softball, really. That's kind of what I was watching when I would come here to the World Series. It was always UCLA and Arizona, and they are the stepping stones that led to other teams. Some that are, Michigan found their way, Texas A&M, Fresno State. Teams like that have found their way, but it's always been those two that have been fighting, and the idea of them dissipating the Big 12 or the Pac-12 is really hard for me to fathom because of the history of softball. So with that, it's just, I don't know, I'm sentimental over that, but this is going to be a great matchup. It's going to be great for television. It's going to be two teams really fighting for championships, and UCLA has been playing really, really well. Kelly Inouye did a great job of turning that program around because they weren't starting very, very well. Their pitching their freshmen and sophomore have stepped up big time for them. They have a really lethal lineup. So this should be a really, really fun game to watch.
Okay. Have time for two more. We'll go to Ryan on the front row on the right.
Patty, you mentioned Jada, what she did at the top of the lineup, what she did in center to help out Kirsten. That ever get old? But how big is that to have another big moment, another big Jada moment?
It's game winning. It's game changing. one way or another. If she doesn't make the play, a rally is created. She does make the play, momentum comes in our dugout. She waits for those. Sometimes I think she doesn't run as fast so she can really make it into a timing play. I'm kidding. No, she's incredible. She's an incredible athlete, and I don't know how many runs she has saved. It would be interesting to see that analytic of how many runs she has saved the Sooners over the course of a season. But what she's been doing, she loves these big moments. She's her best in these situations, in this venue, and this World Series is her favorite thing to do. So we're going to rally behind her and let her lead us.
All right, last one. We'll go to Jenny on the front row.
Patty, obviously Duke has the pitchers to roll a bunch of them out there, but you guys have seen that sort of philosophy multiple times, opponents doing that to you, get to the top of the lineup, roll over to a new pitcher. What's the challenge there, and how are you guys always able, seemingly, in most cases, to be able to adjust when teams do go with that philosophy?
Yeah, it's tough. It started with Texas Tech, I think, last year, and it was real. I think they threw out a new pitcher every inning, and it was tough. I credit JT Gasso for this. He has everything in lockdown. He shows, they learn, they get up, they do movements with him. To really understand what we could be seeing and who might start, who might be next, and why, who might be next and why. So it's like being in a classroom setting. They're listening. They're very educated. They have notebooks. They're writing notes down. They're talking it over with each other. So it's very astute, very diving in and trying to understand what could happen and then practicing it as much as we can. So that's why having a day off on Friday can really help us prepare for UCLA and that staff as well, because it's really a quick turnover if So JT, Jen Rocha, they have been doing unbelievable work of preparation for this team.
All right, that'll wrap things up
Thank
for
you.
Oklahoma. Thank you.